want to continue with our lessons on indices. We'll be looking at some questions. Simplify. We have something like, we have simplify. That's let's say if 5p minus 3 equals 8 times 5 minus 2. Find the value of p. Find the value of p. How do we do a question like this? 5p minus 3 equals 8 times 5 raised to the power minus 2. We are looking for p, so we'll divide both sides by 5. P minus 3 will give us 8 times 5 minus 2. Then this division sign is minus, then this raised to the power 1. We have 8 times 5 minus 3 as p raised to the power minus 3. P raised to the power minus 3 will give us 8 over 5 raised to the power 3. We multiply both sides by 1 over 3 raised to the power 1 over 3. That's cube root. That's cube root of 8 over 5 over 3. This we cut out this, so we have p minus 1 equals 2 over 5. Then p will give us 5 over 2. How do we get 5 over 2 here? If we have p minus 1 to be equals to 2 over 5. This p minus 1 is same thing as 1 over p. So 1 over p is 2 over 5. So p, who is a reciprocal of 1 over p, will be a reciprocal of this. That's 5 over 2. P raised to the power minus 3 equals 8 times 5 raised to the power minus 2 that he had before. Then divided by 5, which is divided by 5 means a reciprocal of 5. So p raised to the power minus 3 will give us this, 8 times 5 raised to the power minus 3. And then p raised to the power minus 3. When we do this properly, 8 times 5 raised to the power minus 3. 5 raised to the power minus 3 is same as 1 over 5 raised to 1 over 5 raised to the power minus 3. This will give us the answer. Now let's look at another question. Number 2. If s squared equals 81 raised to the power 1/2, then what is x? S squared equals 81 raised to the power 1/2 is the same thing as 3 over 2, and that is square root of 81. Then we find the raised to the power 3. S squared equals square root of 81 is 9. Then we'll put the 3. We are looking for x. How do we get x here? We find the square root of x. We can say x, which is the square root of s squared is the same thing as x, and it's also the same thing as multiplying s squared times half raised to the power half. And this will give us 9/3 over 2. This we call this. So we have x here. 9/3 raised to the power 2. X is equals to a square root of 9. Then whatever answer we get, we raise it to the power 3. That's what 3. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 raised to the power 3 is same thing as 27. So x gives us 27. Question. Evaluate. To evaluate 9 raised to power half times 27 raised to power 2 over 3. Then we divide it by 64 1 over 3. Raised to power half is square root. Raised to power 2 over 3 is cube root of 27. Then whatever answer we get, we square it. 64 raised to power 1 over 3, that's cube root. What's the square root? We can also rewrite it. We can also write this as square root of 9 times cube root of 27. Then whatever answer we find the square, then cube root of 64. The square root of 9 is 3. What's the cube root of 27? What can we multiply by itself that will give 3 times cube root? 3 times that will give us 27. That's 3. 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So that will be 3. Then we'll look for the square of it. And then what can we multiply by itself 3 times that will give us 64? That's 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So what do we have here? We have 3 times 9 over 4. That's 27 over 4. 27 over 4, same thing as 6 whole number. That's 24. 3 over 4. Whichever one of the answers. Simplify. If we were to simplify something like this, we simplify something like this. 2x cube times 20 times 2x raised to power 4. This 3 on top, this exponent affects the 2x that is here. So what we'll have is 2 raised to power 3 x raised to power 3 times 2 raised to power 1 x raised to power 4. We take the bases, these two, one of the bases, then 3 plus 1, because this is multiplication sign, then x raised to power 3 plus 4. That's 2 raised to power 4 x raised to power 7. And leave our answer this way, or we can say 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. 16x raised to power 7. This, any of this will give us the answer. And yet another question, simplify. We have to simplify. 5x squared divided by x raised to power 4. 5x squared divided by x raised to power 4. Another way of writing this is 5 raised to power 2, x raised to power 2 over x raised to power 4. And what does that give us? Give us 25x raised to power 2. Division sign is minus 4. We pick one of the bases of the s. That's 25x raised to power minus 2. And that gives us 25x over x raised to power 2. Yet another question, x raised to power 1 over 3 equals 2. How do we find x? What we will do is we'll multiply the index, the exponents by 3. X raised to power 3 times 3 equals 2. This is 1 that is here already. Then times 3. This we call this. We have x is equal to 2 times 2 times 2. And that will give us 8. So x is equal to 8. The cube root of 8 is 2. Another question, y minus 2 equals 9. Find y. Y minus 2 equals, what does this mean? We can just do y minus 2 times raised to the power half, 9 raised to the power half. This we make 9 to be minus 1. That's the square root of 9. Y raised to the power minus 1 equals 3. Now y raised to the power minus 1 is same as 1 over y equals 3 over 1. Then y will give us 1 over 3. This is one way of solving this question. We could go another way. We could also solve this question. In another method. We could say y raised to the power 2 equals 9. This is 1 over y squared equals 9 raised to the power 1. Then the inverse, y squared equals 1 over 9. The inverse of 1 raised to all over y squared is y squared. Then we find the square root of y squared. Then the square root of 1 over 9. So y will give us plus or minus 1 over 3. Any of the methods will apply. Yet another question. Now solve the equation. What's the equation? We have 2x raised to the power half equals 9. What do we do in this case? We just raise to the power half. We just find the square of both sides. Just record this out as 2x is equal to 81. S is 81 over 2. That's 40 and half. That's the answer here. Another question, 2n over 1 equals 16. Find n. 2 raised to the power n minus 1 equals 16 is 2 raised to the power 4. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 18 times 2, 16. That's 2 raised to the power 4. Now, if the bases are the same, then the exponents will be the same. Then we have n minus 1 equals 4. N equals 4 plus 1, which is 5. N equals 5. In this case. Question, simplify. What are we simplifying here? 3 raised to the power 3 times 6 raised to the power minus 3 times 2 raised to the power 5. How do we do this? 3 raised to the power 3 times 6 raised to the power minus 3 is 1 over 6 raised to the power 3. Then 2 raised to the power 5. Is 3 times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then raised to the power 6 times 6 times 6. Now 6 is same thing as 2 times 3. 2 times 3. 2 times 3. So all the 3, 1, 2, 3, we'll cut all these 3. Then 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We are left with 2 times 2. The answer is 4. As simple as it can be. Maths is not as difficult as many people see it to be. So if we can simplify every question step by step, the solution will not be far-fetched. Calculate 27 over 125 raised to power minus 1 over 3 times 4 over 9 raised to power 1 over 2. This is 1 over 27 over 125. Then this cube root times 4 times half is square root of 4 over 9. Then we'll find the reciprocal of this. This will give us 125 over 27 cube root equals times square root of 4 over 9. What can we multiply 5 times and 3 times cube root? 3 times by itself, that will give us 125, that's 5. What can we multiply by itself 3 times, that will give us 27, that's 3. 3 times 3, 9, 9 times 3, 27. 5 times 1, 5 times 5, 25, 25 times 5, 127, 125 rather. Then the square root of 4 is 2, the square root of 9 is 3. This gives us 10 over 9. Really, by now, indices is becoming easier by the day. Let's look at another question. Simplify. Simplify y raised to the power minus 3 times y raised to the power 2 all divided by y raised to the power minus 7 all into brackets raised to the power 1 over 2. What does this mean? Y, let's open the bracket. Y raised to the power minus 3 times this half times y raised to the power 2 times the half, then y raised to the power minus 7 times the half. That's y minus 3 over 2 times y 2 over 2 all over y minus 7 over 2. The commonality is y, so we pick one y. We say y minus 3 over 2 times means plus 2 over 2. This is a negative sign. Divide means minus 7 over 2. That will give us y minus 3 over 2 plus 2 over 2 plus 7 over 2. The commonality is 2. The common denominator is 2. So how many 2 is in 2? 1. 1 times 3 is 3. How many 2 is in 2? 1. 1 times 2 is 2. How many 2 is in 2? 1. 1 times 7, 7. So what do we have here? We have y minus 3 plus 9 over 2. That gives us y 6 over 2. That gives us y raised to the power 3. Y raised to the power of 3. Let's look at another question. Simplify x raised to the power 1 over 3. Then we'll find the cube raised to the power 3 times 1 over x raised to the power 4. How do we do something like this? Let's turn this to a mixed, to an improper fraction. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1, 4. That will be x 4 raised to the power 3. And then cube root over x raised to the power 4. Let's remove this raised to the power 3. So we'll multiply. We have raised to the power 4. Let me come down a 2 so that we'll not modulo things. X 4 raised to the power 3 over x raised to the power 4. So let's remove this. How do we remove this? It should be x 4 raised to the power 3. Then this 3 that is raised to the power, we multiply it by 1 over 3. That's cube root. And x raised to the power 4 times 1 over 3. What does this equal? This will cancel itself to be x 4 over 3 all over x 4 all over 3. What is on top is the same as what is below. So what do we have? 1. This will cancel this altogether. I want to believe with all these examples that we have done on indices will no longer be something that is frightening to as many that have followed through our lessons. Thank you for a nice time. We want you to like, subscribe and share so that to help other students. We'll meet in the next.